All right, this lab will take you a very long time. I spent about 80 hours doing this project. It won't take you that long, maybe only 60. But no. I went through it like 20 times. I thought this lab was the coolest thing in the world. I loved it, but it's not that long. Okay, so come to a crime scene where someone has accidentally deleted all the files off their drive and formatted the drive, and you need to get them back. And all we have is a Hex Editor. Okay, it's all you can use. Don't cheat and use something else. Okay, because it's kind of important you know how to do this. Okay? All right, everybody do this themselves. Okay. Now, when you're done, I want to know the MD5 of the image, which we'll talk about in a second. But all you need to give me is a document with this information. Your name, the MD5 of the image you used, and for each of the files you recover, I want to know the process you used. In other words, I searched for this, I did this. Just tell me a sentence what you did. Then the starting and ending locations of the file. Okay. The string you searched for, I searched for PDF. Okay. And then a screenshot of the Hex Editor showing that I know you at least did it. Okay. I'll show you how to do all that. Okay. And a screenshot of the Hex Editor. Okay. Now on this image, there's many images. I don't know exactly how many, but you need to get 4 of each of these types. JPEG and GIF have a lot more than 4, but you need to recover those. So for a total of 28 files. And the way you grade it is how many out of 28. So if you get 28 out of 28, you get a 100. Pretty simple. If you get 14 out of 28, you get a 50. Easy enough? Easy enough to do. Okay. All I want is a report. I don't need all the files. Yes, sir?
Just out of curiosity, why do you need the MD5?
Because that's part of forensics is to always work off the correct hash. I want you to make sure you know how to get it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I'm going to show you where to get it from right now, actually. Okay? There's an image that's located in the Dropbox. It's also on the content page. It's right there. Okay? This is the image of an SD card. Y'all know what an SD card is? A little teeny tiny card. It's 16 megs in size. I needed something small, so that's what I used. Okay? Now, inside here is the information file which tells the hash. So I know what it is. You guys have to give me the hash you got. And let me show you one way to do it. You can actually go into FTK Imager, which is in the software download folder. Did y'all find that? Okay. I put more software in there today. If you open up FTK Imager, you can actually add evidence, and you can add an image file. Then you can browse, and mine's on my desktop somewhere. Forensics, Lab 2, image. Okay. And you can actually view the image right here. Okay. Okay. And find, I mean, you can play around and find a lot of information about it. But there's no files on this drive. Why is there no files? I deleted everything and then formatted it. Does anybody know what happened when you delete a file, first of all?
It erases the beginning and ending sectors, but leaves the rest of the data there, right?
Actually, it only erases the fat table. It doesn't touch the file whatsoever. The reason is, an easy way to test this theory, take a large file, like a gigabyte file or something big, and copy it. And you'll see it copying and copying and copying for a few minutes. Then take the same size file and delete it. It's gone instantly. What it does, when you delete a file, it goes into the FAT table, which is the file allocation table, which is like the table of contents of your drive. And it replaces the very first character with a hex value of E5, which is sigma. And then the computer from that point on thinks it's empty. But did it delete it? No. It's just there. Okay? So from that point on, whenever you never notice how Windows has an undelete function? Yeah, it goes back and searches for the E5, and then it can just put it back in. So it's not a big deal. So by deleting it, all I did was delete the very first character from the FAT table. The file's still there. Okay? Yes, sir?
Does this work the same way in NTFS?
No. NTFS is a little bit different. We'll talk about it in a second. So we deleted that from the fact table. Then when I format it, all format does is wipe out the fact table totally. If I hadn't formatted it, you could have gone back to the fact table and found all the stuff. It would have just told you all the stuff is. But since I formatted it, the fact table is now blank. Okay, instead of deleting the first character, I totally wiped out the table of contents. Now you got a book with no table of contents. Is there still pages in it? Sure. Still data in it? Sure. Still pictures? Sure. You're just going to have to go through page by page to find them. Okay? NTFS is different. NTFS uses a MFT, a master file table, to actually kind of do the same thing. The problem is with FAT and NTFS, with FAT, the file allocation table points to the beginning of the file. Okay? And at the end of the sector, which we'll talk more about, it points to the next sector. And at the end of that sector, it points to the next sector. So it's basically, links each one of them together. What happens if one in the middle gets screwed up? You can't get it back because you don't know how to get to the next one. With NTFS, the MFT actually stores the location of every sector. It says, go to this sector for so many bytes, go to this sector for so many bytes, go to this sector. So that MFT knows everything about the file. That's why MFT is so much more reliable with NTFS. You can go back and totally rebuild file systems quite easily. And there's 2 copies of each of these. 2 copies of the FAT, 2 copies of the MFT. Okay? We will not be manually recovering from MFT. At least I haven't made that lab. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see, maybe we'll do it. But. All right, everybody kind of understand what we're going to do? So we got a drive that's been formatted. Obviously nothing on it. We need to get our data back, okay? First, I want to show you, first of all, how to make an image. In the past, I had you all make an image. Okay, but with some people taking the class online, it's kind of hard. I had to supply you with an image. But I'm going to show you how to do it. If you like to practice with it, download FTK Imager, make images. Make an image of a flash drive or something, that's fine. I'll show you how to do it. Some of you, anyone ever heard the Linda story? Before Linda and after Linda? Okay. We own a write blocker. A write blocker prevents you from writing to the device, like our Fred has one built into it. Well, before we owned that, I had a USB drive, and I told the students, okay, each of you needs to image this. So I was handing it to each student, they would image it, and then they would work on their own image. I told the students, don't write to it whatsoever, just work off your image. You know what I mean? Just put it in your machine, image it, and then take it out. We're halfway through the class, we get to Linda. Linda puts it in the machine, takes her homework, dumps it on the drive. Like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm putting my files on it so I can make an image of it. I'm like, oh, great. And if you know anything about hash, what a hash is a checksum. It's an example of a hash would be if you take a windshield of a car and smash it onto a million little pieces. Could you put them back together? Yeah. No, you wouldn't be able to. And the hash is, there's only one hash for each file. So since Linda wrote to it, obviously the hash was changed at that point. So for that class, we had the before Linda hash and the after Linda hash. Because Linda was in the wrong field. Have you ever seen those people? Really shouldn't be here. She tried real hard. She was a great person, but wasn't quite good. Okay? But FTK Imager is free as long as you own FTK. Now you can download it off their website free of charge. But the agreement says you can only use this if you own an FTK product, which we do. But I mean, anybody could download and use it. They're really not going to be an issue. But legally, you're supposed to own FTK to use FTK Imager. No dongles required or nothing. And did y'all, the FTK started working with the issue with the license. Now we are replacing that licensing server tomorrow. Because man, the one that's on right now, that 20 minutes to boot up. It's like, oh my God. But you don't need it for this next project. So I mean, you can use it for the next project, but you don't have to use it for this next project. Right? But yeah, we're going to replace it with a much better machine. I don't know, this one is just like slower than dirt. I mean, it works obviously because y'all got in it. That's all it's doing, but 20 minutes to do anything on it is a little excessive. Okay. Say okay on FTK Imager, play with it. Image something. Okay? When you do make an image, actually, I'm going to show you how to make an image. I'm going to create a disk image. Okay? I'm not going to actually do it, but I'm going to get partially there. When I create an image, I get a couple different options. I can do a physical drive. That could be your hard drive, your flash drive, your whatever. Okay? Or it could be a logical drive. What if I had a hard drive and I had made two partitions on it, a C drive and a D drive? Physical drive would get both. Logical drive, I could get just the C or just the D. So that's the difference between physical and logical. Okay? Image file is I can actually image an image file. Maybe I got an image file and I want to image it again. That's not a problem. I could also do the contents of a folder. Now the contents of the folder, it says on there will not include deleted or unallocated cluster. It'll only give you the files in the folder. So if you got a drive where something was deleted, like say you got a hard drive and someone went and deleted something out of the My Documents folder, don't just go try to get the My Documents folder because it won't get the deleted files. You'd have to get the entire physical drive. Okay? Or you could also do a CD-ROM or DVD device. Okay, so a couple of different types. But you go in and select what you want to do. Then it comes up and says, okay, which drive do you want to do? And on this machine, I only have one, 250 gig, but I could stick in others. This machine, or this software will actually read a lot of file systems that other ones can't, even if the drives are bad. Sometimes you got like a USB drive that no one can read it, this can read it. So it's kind of cool. You stick it in, Windows doesn't even recognize it, but in here it'll probably show up. So just play it. Yes, sir.
I don't mean to have all the questions tonight.
That's fine.
In reference to the file allocation table and the master file table,
Yes.
the sectors that are marked free by placing that at the beginning, is that the same space? It's called slack space?
Yeah, well, nah, it's really unallocated clusters at that point. Slack space is, I got 200K worth of space, okay? I fill up half of it. The other 100K of that, well, let me start back again. This is kind of important for this project. When you write a file, you can write to a cluster, okay? There's a certain size, right? Like on the USB drive, it's 512K. That's basically the sector size you can write to, okay? That's the smallest amount of space you can write. So if you write a 1K file, you're taking up 512K. If you write 520K, you take up the 512 plus 8 in the next one. The rest of that space that's not being used is considered slack space. It's kind of like you buy a container at home to put Ritz crackers in. Okay, if you fill it all up, great. But if it's only half full, that container is only for Ritz crackers. Nothing else can go in there. So the rest of the space is slack space. It's the part after the file that's still inside the sector. And there's actually a lot of good forensics evidence there. Because say I put a bunch of stuff on my hard drive. Then I deleted it all. Then I put more stuff on my hard drive, but they were smaller files. Maybe I didn't overwrite every sector totally. Maybe I only wrote half of one of them. So the other half of that sector could have remaining data from the other file. Got that? That explain it? Okay.
That's part of why I asked, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So a lot of stuff can be found there, but what you end up getting is half of things. Obviously, it's the second half of the sector, so, but, yeah.
Sometimes half of something is better than that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, Ken, this would be maybe a stupid question, but when you do rewrite a file, is there any possible way you can eliminate everything in that file before you rewrite it?
For instance, the program I use to wipe out this flash drive is free from System Internals in Microsoft Vault. It's called Secure Delete, S-Delete. It's free from the website. If you run S-Delete on anything of yours, it will go and wipe out all slack space and unallocated sectors. Now what I do is I delete all the files and then I run it. Then it wipes out everything. But it'll wipe out the rest of the half-used sectors. It'll wipe that out. Because you can tell it, overwrite files or not, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can overwrite this. Mac has a very easy way you can shred your files. That'll actually go in and overwrite the entire sector at a time. So, Windows, sorry, it really doesn't. It's not built in. If you delete a file, Windows is still there. Now, you probably read an article or heard some on the news a couple of years ago about the copy machine issue. Places were buying copy machines, and I don't know if you realize this. We have a copy machine down the hall. Whenever you copy something or print something, it keeps a copy of it. Well, it did. Copy machines will keep a copy of it. And when people were at the end of their contract turning back in the copy machines, a police department did it, a hospital, then people were they were taking out the hard drive and recovering all this stuff. Now our copy machine in the hallway, the moment you get done copying or printing, it says overwriting job, and it sits there and it overwrites the area on the drive where the stuff is stored. So it does actually overwrite. Okay, it's better that they do. But I mean, if you take a flash drive and just delete the files, they're not gone. They're totally there. Okay, so you would select the drive you want to do, and you would say finish. All I do is I told it the source. Then I would click add and give it a destination, where to store it. That's the only thing. Now at the bottom here, you've got an option to verify. You want to make sure it actually did it correctly. It basically does it twice. Okay. You can pre-calculate the progress. I mean, if we're doing a 250 gig drive, this might take a while. So if you pre-calculate the progress, it'll spend a little bit at the beginning, but then it'll give you an estimate when it's going to be done, which is kind of handy. And you can also do directory listings. But that's how you make an image. It's pretty simple to do. You can also use FTK Imager to bring in a flash drive and just see what's on it. If there are any deleted files, they will appear. So if there was something, you know, well, let me bring in something here. Let me go add evidence. I'm going to go the physical drive. This might take forever. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's move this evidence. We don't need this anymore. There it is. Okay, this is my C drive right here. Okay. There's my boot partition. Wow, there's all kinds of... Well, oh no, that's the recovery partition. Hold on. This is the one with the Windows, I think. Yeah, here it is. Windows. Okay, I'm trying to see where would some temporary files be? Anybody have an idea?
Users, or for Windows, or just
Anything. So let's
users, app data,
and local, wouldn't it be?
It's either local or roaming temp. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can see any. Oh, great, nothing there. Handy.
You could like specific users, whoever's logged onto it or whatever, and look under.
Well, normally what will happen is the files will be here with the red X on them. So we'll show them. I just can't see any files that were deleted at the moment.
Like with the emails from the last lab?
Right, like same way. Yeah, they look exactly the same. So you can view them. So this is a really nice tool. Windows, y'all know where Windows stores the local passwords? It stores them in the registry, in the SAM file. The SAM file can't be read. When you're booted into Windows, you cannot open the SAM file. You can't copy it, you can't open it or nothing. This tool will allow you to do it. You can actually go in here, go to Windows, go to config, copy the SAM file out, and boom, done. And you can run this tool off a floppy disk or a USB drive. It's very small. So you literally could walk up to someone's machine that's in use, stick this in, run it, copy their SAM file, and leave. Boom, you got the registry. You got their passwords. So, kind of scary. But it's a nice tool to play with. Okay? All right. Everybody okay on that? Now, first thing we're going to do is up in the tools area, under the Dropbox, I added something new. I added Hex Workshop and a registration key. This is a very old version. I don't recommend upgrading it. That key won't work for anything newer than this. So if it asks you if there's a newer version, say, who cares? Now there's a lot of other free ones. There's WinHex, and there's literally dozens and dozens of free hex editors out there. But this one's just one I've used a lot, and I give it to you guys that way you can use the same tool I demo in. Okay? Won't run on a Mac. There are ones for Mac. They're free. Just go download some. They all work basically the same. So if you want it, download it, and just like the rest, change ex underscore to exe. Okay? Then you can run it. Okay? It'll work for 30 days without a registration key, but I gave you one anyway. Okay, so install Hex Workshop, and I already installed it here. I want to actually put the icon on the desktop. I want to show you why. Can I create a copies? Come on. Oh, did they just? Oh, well, heck. I didn't want to run it.
It's right there on the desktop already.
Oh, is it there? Oh, okay, good. It's there. Did you guys know you can take, like, say I want to open this with Hex Workshop, I can literally just drop it on top of it, and it opens right up in it. A lot of people didn't know that. So you could literally take a file, instead of open with, drop it on the program you want to open with, and it opens right up. Okay, now this is our flash drive. This is the actual one you guys are going to use for the project. Okay, it's in. This is normally you would see the fat table. Not much there. Okay, but if you scroll down, oh look, kind of looks like data, doesn't it? So is it really gone? No. There's like 11.3 megs of data on here, so there's about a third of it's free. Okay? So you can see there's quite a bit of stuff there. So how are we going to get this stuff out of there? And some of it you can even read. Okay? Header, decode, hide, all kinds of different stuff. But okay, there's a website you're going to need. Okay? I'm going to go to this awesome website. If you've never seen this one, you've got to write this one down. It's handy. It's called Google. You type it in, it just knows everything. Okay, if you've never heard of that one, you need to go there. Okay, now, what we need to do in Windows, to do this project, we have to get what's called file signatures. Okay, files have a beginning and an ending, plus a bunch of junk in the middle. Okay, to be able to recover these, we need to know how to find the beginning, how to find the ending, and how to copy this stuff in the middle. So I'm going to search for file signatures. Okay, and it never fails. Gary Kessler's page is always at the top. He's from an M state, Michigan, Montana, something. I've been to a couple conferences with him. Really, really nice guy. He was one of the editors for the forensics book you all using. Okay. If you go to Gary's page, he gives you all these signatures. Okay. All these signatures. He tells you what they start with, what they end with, and so on and so forth. Everybody see all that? Now this stuff looks more like what we're seeing in that file. Okay. Well, I'm going to walk you through recovering a PDF file. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to search for PDF. Okay. If you didn't know how to do that, I did Control F and I typed PDF. I'm in your browser and I went right down to PDF. Okay. Now, what this document's telling me is to find a PDF file, the beginning is the string %PDF or the hex value of 25504460. Okay? Either one will work. If you search for the hex, it'll work. If you search for the string, it'll work. Okay? They both mean the same thing. Okay? Now, let me bring up a calculator real quick. If you want to see that for sure, I'm going to bring up my scientific calendar. Well, I think it'll work in this one, won't it? No, this one. I'll do programmer. That's right, this is Windows 7. Duh. Actually, it's not going to work on this one. Darn it. Okay, it's not going to do the one I want. Forget that. We'll use that in a minute. But those are the right values. That calculator won't do it. Okay. So the beginning is PDF. Everybody see how I found that? Now the trailers, it says trailers, which means there's more than one, are any of these things. In other words, they vary. You know how Adobe's been on version, like every week they have a new version? Don't every week you gotta update your Adobe for some stupid reason? Well, they have lots of endings.
Yeah, Java's.
Yeah, Java's the same way lately. It's crazy. That's why I turn all that automatic updating crap on. Okay, so I want to find %PDF. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I got my Hex Editor here. Now I'm going to go to Edit, Find. Okay, now inside here I got an option: hex values, text string, all kinds of other stuff. All you're really going to mess with is hex values and text strings. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to search for the text string, and I'm going to search for %PDF. Now that's 2550 4446. Oh, same thing he said. 2550 4446. So you see it's the same thing. Okay. So I'm in the Hex Workshop. I search for that. Now I got an option on the left. I can find all instances, or I can find the next instance. I can go up and down. I'm going to say find all. What this is going to do, it's going to find all the documents on this device that start with PDF. Well, no, not started. It's going to find all the instances of %PDF. Now, one thing you got to remember when you're doing this, could the words %PDF be somewhere inside of a document? Like, could I be writing instructions on how to recover a PDF and have %PDF in the instructions? So, sometimes it won't be the correct beginning. Now, there's a link to a video I have not added yet, which I need to do. If I forget, someone remind me. I have a separate 5 or 6 minute video about recovering Word documents. Has anyone watched that one yet? No? Okay. It's up on WordPress. I'll link it into our detail. I just totally forgot to do it before class. But it's a 5 or 6 minute video just how to recover Word documents. Okay. You need to watch that because it explains a few things. But one thing it talks about is, I'm going to show you this here. Now if I go to these files, see how they all are the %PDFs? Kind of looks like the same, like that's version 1.5, that's version 1.2, that's 1.5, 1.4. So you can see all the different versions. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Well, in the recording of recovering a Word document, I talked more about the sectors. Okay? Remember how a minute ago I said it was 512 bytes? That's the size that we can store a file. That's the smallest amount of space we can use. So if I'm writing 20K or 20 bytes, I'm still using 512. Okay? Everybody understand that? Okay. Well, there's an easy way to configure this tool to show it to you in that format. Make this so it has 16 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 columns. If you configure this tool to show 16 columns, just slide it back and forth. What will happen is, an easy way to tell if this file is a real file, it has to begin at the beginning of a sector. Oh look, it's right at the beginning. Every one of these are right at the beginning. See that? So before that is the end of a different file. Everybody understand? So where does this one begin? Well, it begins at this address right here. Now, that address is also listed. Let me click my mouse in there. Hold on. Okay, right there. Okay. Now, I want you to show you something here. Let's go to the top one. I'm at 18000. Everybody see that? Okay. Now, my mouse is right there in front of the % sign. Okay. This tells me I'm at 18000, and you'll notice down at the bottom my offset is 18000. You see that? But as I move my mouse over, now my mouse is between the D and the F, I'm at 18003. So the location you're at, where your cursor is actually down here at the bottom. This is where it found the %PDF. This is not always the exact location. If you want to know where your cursor is, it's down here at the bottom, the offset location. And that's offset from the beginning of the disk. Okay? So this 18003 we're at right now is from the beginning of the file, or the hard, whatever, the SD card, whatever the heck it is. Okay? Everybody with me so far? Okay. So what I recommend doing, keep track of these. So I'm going to open up Notepad here. I didn't go anywhere yet after that. Okay, so we know this first one starts at 18000, and I'll do the second one. C2000. Okay, I'm just writing down some beginnings. Okay. Now, if I go over here to this beginning, and then if I go back to Gary's web page, so what should I look for to find an ending?
Like count or something, where the cursor was or something?
Yeah, but I mean, what would I search for to find the ending of the file? Percent EOF. Now, you'll notice that sometimes it has one period, but with a 46, and one period with an OA. What the heck is that? What that means is that's a character that's not viewable in text. So, it's percent EOF. It could have one character in front of it. It could have two characters in front of it. It might also have two behind it. Or one in front and one behind it. So what he's saying is they could vary. So normally, if you end at percent EOF and get all the way to the end of the F, you're good. But if it's corrupted, you might want to add it 2 spaces or 1 space, because different versions of PDFs might be different. And again, his website might not have been updated. Maybe there's 3 dots now, too. But you get close, okay? Kind of with me?
What does the corruption have to do with it?
Not corruption, I said you'll get close. So.
Oh, you said if it's corrupted, then you might.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, okay. If you go to recover a file, say I'm trying to recover this PDF, and I stop at the E. So I started at %PDF and I got all the way down to the E, and I copied it. It's not going to work right, because Adobe Reader looks for the correct beginning and correct ending. If it's not correct, it won't open. It says file's corrupt. You ever open a file that says corrupt? That's why. Okay. So what that means is you might not have got the entire file. Okay. You might got too much, too little, or whatever. Okay. So we need to look for percent EOF. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Now the easiest way to do this is, since I'm at the beginning of a PDF, now there's also something called fragmentation. These are not fragmented. If they were, they would be ungodly harder. Like exponentially harder. Those of you who have computer security know what exponentially means. Okay, now, since these are not fragmented, that means I got a beginning and that one file all the way to the ending. It might be one sector, it might be 20 sectors, but from that beginning to its end is all one file. What fragmentation means, say you're working on your homework. You write the first paragraph and save it. Then you surf the web for a while, do some email for a while, then you open your document back up and you write some more. Well, now it's going to go save it on your hard drive, but something else got saved next to it. So it puts a piece here and a piece here. So it could have pieces all over the place. That's what fragmentation is, and that's what defragging helps your machine run a lot better. If you never defrag your hard drive, you need to do that. It helps. But these are not fragmented in any way. If they were, they'd be a lot harder to do. So, starting from this position, I want to find % EOF. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go edit find, and I want to find % EOF. Everybody with me? Do I want to find all of them? No. I could, and I could write down all the ending positions, or I could just uncheck this and just go down. It's going to find the next one. Everybody with me? So it's going to find the next one. Okay? There it is. It ended right, I wish my screen was a little bigger. Right there. Okay? So do I get the periods after it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Depends on the type. I mean, so what I'm doing is I'm not going to get anything after. I'm just going to stop at the S. So the ending location that we can tell so far is 18299. I see that right here. 18299 at the bottom, okay? 18299. So I think this one's going to end at 18299. And look, you're already getting your homework done. Just write them in when you get them and you're good, okay? Now, so now we got the beginning and the ending. I need to go back to the beginning and put my cursor here. So now we know where the beginning is and hopefully where the ending is. Now if I go there, and I can go edit, and I can do select block. I want to select the block of stuff, okay? Edit, select block. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Edit. Wait. Oh, it's got to work. Oh, okay, well, do it this way. Well, I guess it'll hold it there. Edit, go to. Okay, do edit, go to. Sorry. Now, from the beginning of the file, I want to go to, what was the ending location? 18299. So I put my cursor at the beginning. So I'm at the beginning. Now I want to go to, now is it decimal or hex? It's hex. Oops. 18299. If I say go, now I'm at the end. Darn, it didn't keep it, did it? Edit. Go to, come on, I know you can do this.
Are you supposed to go, go to the beginning and then you check mark current position and then offset?
It should work. This, hold on, why isn't this working? Was I missing a 0?
Yeah.
You should be able to say select block. I don't know why that's not working. Edit. Select block. Oh, there it is. Didn't I select that a minute ago?
No.
You're at the
Oh.
bottom. You're at the end.
Oh, okay. So edit select block. Now I want to go to 18299. Ending position. Okay, that's better. That's what I'm supposed to. I didn't work a minute ago. So let me do that again to see what I did. I'm at the beginning. I go edit, select block. I wonder if I did select all by accident. 18299, hex, ending position. Say OK, and now it's selected it all. Now I'm going to go down, which isn't very far. So I'm getting a dot after that. It's too much. So I'm going to go backward. I held down the shift key and I just hit the back arrow. So really I needed 298 instead of 299.
And why do you think that? Or-
Yeah, why
Because
are,
I had the period selected.
why are you excluding the periods though?
Yeah,
I-
that's what I did.
That's what.
I don't know if I need them or not. Remember Gary's page said it might have them, it might not have them? I'm going to try them without it first. Because if you look at his page,
It was all trial and error.
right, if you look at his page, one of them has no period, one of them has one has two, one of them. I'm going to try the first one. And majority of the time, no periods works. Majority of the time. But not all the time. Okay. So I'm here, and I'm going to select it. Now I'm going to right-hand click up in the text area here, and I'm going to say copy. Okay. I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to right-hand click in here and say Paste. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. And what I did is I now paste that PDF into here. Okay. I'm going to save it. I'm going to call it file1.pdf. I saved it. I don't know what's in it yet. Now I'm going to try to open it. There it is, file 1. I double click and I get, there's an error opening this document. So obviously there's something wrong with that one. So I'm going to go back in here to my document. I'm going to select the period. See what I'm doing? I'm going to do copy. I'm going to go back to here. Let's close this one out. Close. File new. Edit paste again. Yes. Save. I'll call it file 1 again. Save. Yes. Hopefully this works. Oh, come on. Okay, let's do 2 dots. File close. Watch this one be corrupt. Because I can't guarantee they're all not corrupt
While
either.
you have that new file open, can you just add another period?
I could have. I could have added a 0A after it. Yes, I could have.
Okay.
But it's...
Good question.
Yeah.
That would be a lot faster.
But the problem is the period is not always a period. You got to make sure you add the right thing.
Well, I mean, but if you add it in the right-hand side, will the hexadecimal automatically...
As long as...
Update.
Well, you can't just... A period is not a period. A period is a totally different value. Hold on, look at a second. Override it. You better work. Naturally, this one doesn't work.
Third one?
Didn't I do all of them? Didn't I do all of them? I did all of them. All right.
Could it be something in front of the EUI?
No, because they're all set.
Like the second and fourth one look like they're exactly the same. What's the difference between them?
Second and fourth. One's a D, one's an A. So that's A. The other one's D. The period is just means it can't show the character.
It's like a placeholder.
Right, exactly. All right, that one did not work. Let's do a different one. There's only 4 good ones that I know of on here. So I don't know which ones they are, though. That's the problem. I don't know which ones they are. So we're doing the C2000.
So Ken, I guess my question would be
Go ahead.
is if it did not meet the period, why is it showing 3 periods on the hardware or on
One more time, what?
your file?
What now?
If the PDF did not include the 3 periods, just hypothetical,
Okay.
why is it showing 3 periods on your file?
Well, because they all have period. I mean, because there could be something after it.
So in other
Okay, you
words,
see all
that's
these
not-
other periods? Okay, you see the 1.5? That's not really a dot. Watch, if I select this, that's a 2E. See that?
So when you're saying there's only a few files that are even viewable here, they're corrupt.
Right,
Somewhere throughout that.
Some didn't save. Now you'll notice we're actually going to use the same image for another project, and you see different tools do better. The reason I know some of them are corrupt, I did it with an automated tool today, and not all of them open. It could be a newer version, and I don't have the right extension for it. It could be who knows what.
And there's programs out there to rebuild files.
Oh yeah,
I was
there
saying,
is.
is there programs out there that actually rebuild
Yes, there
no
are.
matter what you do?
But we're not doing that. We're just doing it by hand. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, so I'm at the C2000. I'm going to find % EOF from there. There it is, and that is at, it is at F0A6C. F0A6C. Okay? F0A6C. Actually, I can copy. No, I don't want copied in there. Well, yeah, I will. What the heck? Come on, where's my darn thing? So I'll go back to the beginning. I'm going to do edit, select block, put that in there. That should give me all of it. It's going to be a lot farther down this time. Oh, that's a much bigger one. It's huge. Well, I'm just going to copy it. Copy. File close. File new. Paste.
Why is it so much bigger? I thought they were all the same size.
Oh, no, the PDFs are not all the same. One of them is like 100 pages
So
long.
it's 512 pages.
Right, but if you need more space, it goes over the next one.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, 512 is the smallest it can hold, but you can hold more than that.
it's a unit.
You can do 512 and 5. It's a unit of storage. So let's save this guy. Hopefully this guy works. Please work. Don't make me look stupid. Yes, that one worked. Okay.
I wonder who put that one.
Okay. So everybody see how we did that? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Again, not all of them will work. That's why you only have to get 4. Now, some of them, like I think the PDFs, there's only 4. So if you go to do the PDFs and you just can't get one of them to work, let me know. I didn't verify all, but I'm pretty sure there was 4 valid documents that worked and 4 valid Excel and PowerPoint. Pretty sure there was of each, but I checked those. But the PDFs, I knew there was some that were corrupt. I just don't know how many. Okay. So everybody say, oh, I did that. Now, let's go back and talk about a couple other things while we're in here.
Now, what exactly do you want us to do the screenshot?
Oh, good point, good point. Say I'm in here.
Oh, just the screen.
Now, go to the beginning of this sucker. Well, so if you tell me it started at C2000 whatever, how far down is this stupid thing? Well, here, I'll just do this. Okay? Then, if anyone ever heard of the Snipping Tool before, Snipping Tool in Windows? It's amazing. Just in Windows 7, type snip. It's called Snipping Tool. Okay? Bring up the Snipping Tool, then highlight something here so I know you found it, and paste that in your document. It copies right to your clipboard. Now I know at least you found the beginning of a PDF file. Okay? Everyone understand? The reason if you did an automated tool, it's just going to tell you the results.
We could also do print screen and then paste.
Oh,
it
you can do
or
that.
something
You
like
can do
that.
print screen. But what's cool about this is you can do one little section of it. You don't have to get the entire screen.
Any size you want.
I mean, I've had people do this. Now I have 3 monitors in my office. I've had people turn in assignments with 3 monitors. Then they do print screen, and I get all 3 monitors. I'm supposed to see this little teeny corner. For Snipping Tool, you can just.
We got new glasses, so we should be
Yeah.
fine.
Soon. I hear you.
So now you can paste that. I've never used Snip.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
paste
watch.
it anywhere.
I can go right into Word, automatically on your clipboard, paste. That's awesome. I use it for everything.
I discovered that when I took network security.
Nice. Oh, I just absolutely love it. Okay. Yeah, Snipping Tool comes with Windows 7. The Mac has one that's like Alt, Shift, Control 3 or 4, depending on what you're doing. It does the same thing. All right. While we're in here, let's say we want to look for a JPG. Oh, look. There we go. JPG. What do you think it's going to start with? Maybe FFD8. What's it going to end with? FFD9. Everybody see that? Now, those are the easy ones. Microsoft Office are tough. I want to show you something here. Let me make a Word document real quick. Okay, I'm going to save this thing. I'll save it in my desktop in Forensics. Call it Doc1. Okay. Well, I did save it in there, didn't I? Oh, it's still right here. Okay. Everybody agree that's a Word document? Yes?
Yeah.
Well, I did this project once, and a student, I asked, how many zip files did you find? And none of you know Spencer Harris. Spencer Harris was like Tracy on steroids. Tracy wants to get everything correct, which is good. But if Spencer got something wrong, I mean, first day in computer school, he got his test score of a 94. He jumped up, we were in room 128, ran to the wall, started smashing his head into the wall. Oh my God, I'm going to drop this class, I'm going to fail. I'm like, dude, you got a 94. I mean, literally, in front of everybody. He was freaking out. But, you know, like I mentioned to one of you earlier, I don't like putting these assignments up there too early because some of you will solve them or at least attempt to before class and kind of ruin the demonstration. Well, that's what he did. And I said, you know, only look for these type of files. And he goes, well, there's a zip file. I said, how much? I said, there's no zip files on there. He's like, yes, there are. No, there isn't. Well, watch this. Did you know Word documents are really just containers? I renamed it to .zip, and it opened right up. I can go in and I can see all kinds of information, all the XML about it. I can see all the information about it. Oh, look, I can see the picture I pasted into it. So Word,
Wow.
Excel, PowerPoint are really just containers. Now that being said, if this Word document's on there with this picture in it, maybe I only put 4 PNGs, but now there's 5 because see, it's a PNG. So last semester I messed up. It wasn't really messed up, but I put a PDF, PowerPoint of Italy, had like 200 JPEGs in it. So the students bring all these, yeah, I totally forgot. So this time there shouldn't be that many extras. But Word, Excel, PowerPoint are really just containers, as you saw. You ever see what I just did there? And I can very easily go back to this sucker, rename it to DOCX. Now it's opening Word. So, kind of handy tool. So sometimes when you're doing these projects, the type that it tells you it is not always the correct type. Okay? But my point of this is you need to watch the 5-minute video. It's up on WordPress. It's called Lab 2, How to Recover a Word Document. It's like 5 minutes long. But you know how in PDFs we found the ending? In JPEGs we found the ending? Well, not so much luck. Let's go down to Word. Word. Microsoft Word. There it is. Okay. Word. Actually, I don't want DOCX, I want DOC. I want to see DOC. Yeah, but it's in there a bunch of times. It's in there like 8,000 times. Oh. No, see that's DeskMate. It's Adobe Documents. So you can see how it's not quite.
Search for Microsoft, maybe.
Well, actually, no. This says there's no subheader for blah blah. Okay, well, let me tell you. There's really no trailer. There's no ending for it. So what you need to do with those is get to the end of the sector. Remember, the sectors are 512 bytes. So looking at this hex file here, say I'm selecting the file above it, and I'm working on the file before the PDF, I would select this entire thing all the way up to the last 0, and that would be the end of the prior file. Everybody understand that? Watch the video. But so with Word, since it's really just a container of stuff, you need to get the entire sector. Start from the beginning, go all the way to the end of the sector. If that's not it, go to the end of the next sector. Because I don't know the exact sizing, but sometimes they take up a couple extra sectors at the end. But I walked through it. Now in the video, I explain 512 bytes is actually 200 in hex. Now if I was to, why can't I see the darn bar on? Oh, okay. If you'll notice, okay, the starting sectors are always divisible by 200. Since these are hex values, every sector starts every 200 bytes, okay, in hex, which is every 512 in decimal. Okay? So, and this is another thing Spencer did. He went through the entire drive and wrote down every beginning of every sector and told me exactly what file was in it, and there was a continuation sector. I'm like, dude, that's like way more work than you needed to do. Okay. Watch the 5-minute video. That'll really explain that pretty well for you. Okay. The rest of them are all simple. PNG, all those. Pretty simple to do. But sometimes, like you saw that PDF, that thing was embedded in my Word document. Sometimes when the PDF or whatever, a graphic's embedded in another document, they get corrupted or they get fragmented in some way. So there should be bad because I don't think there's that many pictures embedded in these. There's a couple things. Did y'all know what word art is? Make a Word document and make it word art and make it pretty. Saves that as a graphic. You know that? I didn't know that. So I went through this lab to make sure it worked. I'm like, where'd all these graphics come from? It was the word art. So there's a couple extra in there, but not too many. Okay. Get more if you want. That's fine.
I hear extra credit.
Yeah, I might give you a little extra credit if you get more. But there's quite a few JPEGs. There's quite a few GIFs. But That's about it. There's no hidden files on this one. I didn't add any other file types. Okay. Any questions? I'll put this video up tomorrow since it takes an hour to compile anyway. Everybody okay on the video so far? Y'all finding them? If you go to WordPress, search for this course number, and you'll find the video about the Microsoft document. I'll add a link into the course.
I think it's already there.
Not for this course though, is it? I don't think I had it for this one.
I remember seeing it on the tabs. Maybe that's why it wouldn't open.
Could be. So I don't think I had it for this one. Maybe I didn't. Well, easy way to tell. Is my thing open?
I know there's a place for it.
Let's see. Everybody's understanding how I'm doing this whole content thing okay and everything? No, I didn't add it there because it'll be right here. I'll add it right here. I'll add the link for tonight's video and the Microsoft video link in there. Okay? Watch the Microsoft one a dozen times before you call me. Because I have such a hard time. So I bring up the video and say, did you do that? Oh, I didn't do that.
It's up on WordPress now.
Yeah, it's on the word. It's on WordPress, but it's not in here. It's not inside D2L.
Oh, it's not linked.
Yeah, I didn't link it in there. I totally forgot about it. Okay, this lab is fun. This was probably the funnest lab for me in the entire class. So I loved it. I got to the point where I could get files in seconds. And what's cool about this, you learn how to do this. Someone brings you a corrupt something, you can get the files back because you know how they work. And you will need this on the exam. You might be doing this, and you need it in a couple of the projects as well. Another cool feature about knowing how to do this. So what if I was to take this file right here, name it file1.doc. Oh, is it open? It's not open.
It is in the second part of Hex.
Oh, that's why. Darn it. Okay, fine. Get out of there. Hex Workshop. Close this out. Come on. Change the word. Because that's just the icon that is going by the file extension. The forensics tools could care less. They look at the actual file signatures. That's what's cool about all the tools. They're like, oh, I don't care what you tell me it is. We're going to check it anyway. If I go to open this, or say I give you guys a file, and it doesn't open, could you figure out what type? Well, this one's pretty easy. It says PDF right there. But you could very easily look at the beginning of whatever I give you with a Hex Editor, go to Gary's page and say, oh, this is a XYZ file. Okay? Easy enough? Has anyone ever done this before? That's kind of fun. All right, you guys are free to go. But this lab will take you a while. Don't wait till 4:30 next Tuesday to start it. You won't finish.
I like our midnight.
Yeah, we're midnight. Where's my darn recording? There it is.
XP. Am I going to be able to